What is up, guys? It's your boy Mumbly. Welcome to another Motivation Monday, but more importantly, Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates Christmas. I hope you guys are having a fantastic break. If you guys are on break, hopefully your school went well, finals went well, or if you have to take finals, hopefully you study enough for them and that goes well. This Motivation Monday is just going to be just quicker, more simple, but I think you guys will still enjoy the meeting. We're going to be talking about family for this one, which I feel like is a really good time to bring up family for a lot of college students or maybe kids going away in school, working, now that are on break, get to be with their family. I remember when I was a little kid in middle school, so from like age 12, like around the age 12, I loved Call of Duty. I was addicted to Call of Duty. Whenever a new Call of Duty came out, I literally wanted it for Christmas. If not, I got it on the release date. But when I first started playing Call of Duty, I never got to pre-order it. It was always, I had to wait till Christmas. So I saw all these YouTubers doing gameplays on the new games, and even, not even just Call of Duty, video games in general. I just got super excited for the games, and whenever the games come out, I would always get out on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and I would play it non-stop. Now the thing was, I think it was Black Ops 1. I was able to open it Christmas Eve instead of Christmas morning because we were going to be going to my grandma's house. So I played that game all night. I stayed up. I don't think I got a single minute of sleep. I was straight addicted. And when I went to my grandma's, when I went to hang out with the rest of my family, I didn't even want to talk to them. I didn't even want to see them. I kind of just wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible because we went down. It was like 2 hours away to go see them. But I knew the second we got back home, I could play more Call of Duty. And this is something that I know a lot of you guys are addicted to now, not just Call of Duty, but video games in general. But during your time off, during your time on break, I just want to put the significance on how much family means to me and how much it probably means to you guys. We're not here forever, you know? People can go through accidents, people can get sick, people can get cancer, and before you know it, the loved ones that you thought were going to be there forever sometimes sadly pass away before you thought they would. And for me, this was never really the case. I've always had pretty healthy family. I've had some great grandparents pass away in the past, I'd say 5 to 10 years, which has always been hard, but I never really had a big moment in my life where someone who I saw on a day-to-day basis passed away or got close to passing away until this school year. Now, if you guys don't know, I have another video on my channel talking about what happened with my grandma. If you guys want a little update, she had a stroke and basically she went into surgery. She had to wait 72 hours before she could go into surgery because the blood thinners that she was on, they weren't able to perform surgery because if she was still under the influence of the drug, if she started bleeding during surgery, they wouldn't be able to stop it. So they had to wait 72 hours till the drug was out of her system and they basically started operating. But the doctor told us that the chances of her surviving the 72 hours were not very likely. So we were the first ones at the hospital, and it was our job kind of to call the rest of our family, get them there, and that was really stressful. I'm a very emotional person, if you guys know, and I did not show much emotion during that time. My mom was freaking out because it was her mother, my grandma, and basically my dad and I had to put on a brave face. My dad always puts on that brave face, but for me, that was one of those situations where I would normally lose it, but I kind of knew I had to hold it together. So I held it together for the most part, but then they they said, hey, do you want to go see your grandma? So we kind of went back there and we saw her with all the tubes inside of her, the breathing devices she was on, and at that moment, I think reality kind of hit in. I completely lost it. My dad was the only one able to hold it together, but it's like one of those things that even when family members get sick, there's a disconnect. You don't know exactly what they're going through, but if you see it in person, if you see it, this person change from how they were day to day. Because if you didn't know, my grandma didn't always live by us. It was this past, I think, couple months or half a year. I think it was part of my freshman year. So yeah, she's been living by us for I think like 6 months or so. And I got to see her a lot more than I used to. And once someone is a bigger part of your life and you start to see them, not just on a daily basis, but you grow this connection with them, it is a very sad thing to see them struggling. And my grandma, she literally never wants to sit down. She never wants to be the person to let you get something. She always wants to do everything for you. And honestly, the most stressful part about this whole process was just seeing her lying in bed kind of, helpless. And I had finals to go through at the time. I had tests I had to study for, and it was honestly one of the hardest things I had to do in my life. But, I prayed over it. I prayed over it so much. And my biggest thing was I wanted to see her for Christmas. I didn't know if it was a selfish thing to say, but I wanted her to be there for Christmas, regardless of if we're in the hospital seeing her or if she's in her house. I wanted her to survive till Christmas because for our family, Christmas is a very big time. It's the one time per year where my mom's side of the family, we all get together. We get to have a good time. And without my grandmother, she's kind of the centerpiece of everything going on. And I don't know how our family would do it without her. And it looks like, as of right now, she's doing really good, guys. She's going to survive till Christmas. I think we're going to the hospital to see her. She got moved to another hospital. She's going through like therapy and things like that. She's starting to be able to swallow again. She can have soft foods, and she's working her way up to speaking. I don't know if she's speaking yet, but she can use like hand motions. She had complete inability to use the left side of her body after the stroke. I don't know if that's getting better, but I can update you guys as I find out. But basically, she's doing a lot better. Thank you to everyone who was asking about it. But I just want you guys to think about that, Christmas and just the holiday time, it's nice to get all these gifts. Growing up, I was the same way. I love getting gifts. I love giving gifts. But I think the biggest thing you can do during the holiday season is just be with your family. No matter how cheesy that sounds, or maybe you don't think about, oh, I don't need to see them now, I'll see them later. You never know when the next time you're going to see them is. For me, I was going to go to see my grandma earlier that day before she had her stroke. But I decided, it's harsh on myself, I know, but that I wanted to watch the Wisconsin football game. And instead of going to see my grandma, we watched the football game, and then after the game was over, that's when we got the call. Could it have changed things if we were there? I don't know. I don't think we would have been there that long anyways. But, you never know. Family's a blessing. Just use as much time as you can with them. Hang out with them. Talk to them. Have conversation. Because they're not always there for you. And if you have a hard time, talking to your family, maybe your family's not as close as my family is, it's also a time to hang out with friends, All those friends that you're close to, even online, talk to them. I'll be streaming on and off during break a lot, so feel free to come talk to me if you're having a hard time and you're going through anything. We'll do more Motivation Mondays that are different topics, like I said, over break, but I feel like this one I wanted to put more towards family values and just appreciating what you have before it's gone. And I don't know if you guys watch any other motivational series where, I don't know if it's over gameplay or anything, but I normally don't like to edit these sort of videos, not because I'm lazy and I don't want to edit. I could easily edit this together, but I think it's more beneficial if you see how I react to certain questions, how I react to certain situations, because I feel like people say stuff with their emotions, people say things with their hands, people say as much in their pauses as they do with what they actually say. Like if I'm getting personal, I might take a second and just reflect on what I'm thinking about, and then start talking again. I think a lot of you guys appreciate that kind of style. For those of you who might think it comes off lazy, I apologize, but I really do like this better than just putting it over gameplay. Shout out to, I think it was Fringe had the idea to do this. I like this 10 times better than putting over gameplay. So yeah, thank you. Hopefully you guys have a great holiday season. I will see you next Motivation Monday, and I'll see you in live streams. Peace out.